भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवति उत्तमं श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 17, Maharaj Prithu becomes angry at the earth. Text number 31 onwards. Ya etad adhav srijat characharam swamayayatma shreyayavit karayaya tayav so ayam kil goptum udyataha katham nu mam dharma paro jigansati. In the beginning of creation, so Mother Earth in the form of cow, she is pleading to Maharaj Prithu. In the beginning of creation, you created all these moving and non-moving living entities by your inconceivable energy. Through this very same energy, you are now prepared to protect the living entities. Indeed, you are the supreme protector of religious principles. Why are you so anxious to kill me, even though I am in the form of a cow? So now she is telling him of her other powers and other religious principles that you are supposed to be the protector of everybody. Why you want to kill me? The planet Earth argues that there is no doubt that one who creates can also annihilate by his sweet will. The planet Earth questions why she should be killed when the Lord is prepared to give protection to everyone. After all, it is the earth that is a resting place for all other living entities, and it is the earth that produces grains for them. But Maharaj Prithu is like death personified and anger personified right now, and she is like shivering in front of him. Nunam bateshasya samihitam janas tanmayaya durjaya kritatma bhi na lakshate yastva karod karyad yo anek ekah paratascha ishvaraha. My dear Lord, although you are one by your inconceivable potencies, you have expanded yourself in many forms. Through the agency of Brahma, you have created this universe. You are therefore directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Those who are not sufficiently experienced cannot understand your transcendental activities, because these persons are covered by your illusory energy. So your activities, transcendental activities, cannot be understood by everybody. By your inconceivable potencies, you have expanded yourself in many forms. So God is one, but He expands Himself in a variety of energies, the material energy, the spiritual energy, the marginal energy, and so forth. Unless one is favored and especially endowed with grace, he cannot understand how the one Supreme Personality of Godhead acts through His different energies. The living entities are also the marginal energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma is also one of those living entities, but he is especially empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although Brahma is supposed to be the creator of this universe, actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead is its ultimate creator. In this verse, the word Maya is significant. Maya means energy. Lord Brahma is not the energetic, but is one of the manifestations of the Lord's marginal energy. In other words, Lord Brahma is only an instrument. Although sometimes plans appear contradictory, there is a definite plan behind all action. One who is experienced and is favored by the Lord can understand that everything is being done according to Lord's supreme plan. So Mother Earth is basically saying, I cannot understand your transcendental quality, a transcendental activity of you are trying to kill me, you want to kill me. You are directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And no people, those who don't have sufficient devotion or knowledge, They cannot understand your activities. And Prabhupada explains towards the last line, sometimes his plans appear contradictory. There is a definite plan behind all action. So they are apparently contradictory for us, for our brains. Why is Krishna doing this? Why is Krishna not doing this? Why is he protecting that person? Why is he killing this person? Why is he giving so much of material wealth to one person? Why is making somebody else completely impoverished? And so many things, even in our own lives, so many things go. We cannot understand Krishna's plan. And that is why we have to be so advanced that Krishna can reveal his plans to us. But even then, it is so difficult to understand Krishna's plans. Only thing is, we have to have this faith that whatever he is doing is for my ultimate benefit. That's all. Whether we understand what's going on or not, whether we understand what's in the future or not, hardly matters. Only thing, we just have to have this complete faith that he will do for my benefit. Whatever he does, it's for my benefit. Or for everybody's benefit, actually, but especially for devotees' benefits. Sargadisu yo asyanur runanti shaktibhir dravya kriya karaka chetanatmabhi tasmai samundha niruddha shakte namah parasmai purushaya vedase. My dear Lord, by your own potencies, you are the original cause of the material elements, as well as the performing instruments, the senses, the workers of the senses, the controlling demigods, the intelligence and the ego, as well as everything else. By your energy, you manifest this entire cosmic creation, maintain it and dissolve it. Through your energy alone, everything is sometimes manifest and sometimes not manifest. You are therefore the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. So by your potencies, you are the original cause of the material elements, as well as performing instruments, workers of the senses, intelligence, ego, everything else. So this is what we studied in the creation of universe, where everything actually comes from the Supreme Lord. The Mahat Tattva is there, and then it becomes Pradhan, and then different elements manifest from it. But everything comes from him. Even the living entities come from him. Material, spiritual, Tatastha Shakti, everything comes from him. All activities begin with the creation of the total energy, the Mahat Tattva. Then by the agitation of the three gunas, the physical elements are created, as well as the mind, ego, and the controllers of the senses. All of these are created one after another by the inconceivable energy of the Lord. In modern electronics, a mechanic may, by pushing only one button, set off an electronic chain reaction, by which so many actions are carried out, one after another. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead pushes the button of creation, and different energies create the material elements and various controllers of the physical elements, and their subsequent interactions follow the inconceivable plan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And here, of course, Prabhupada says Supreme Personality of Godhead pushes the button of creation. He doesn't even have to push. All he has to do is desire. Okay, let the creation begin. Creation starts. Savai bhavanatma vinirmitam jagad bhutendriyantah karanatmakam vibhav sansthapayesh mam rasatalam abhyujaharambhas adisukaraha. My dear Lord, you are always unborn. Once in the form of the original boar, you rescued me from the waters in the bottom of the universe. Through your own energy, you created all the physical elements, the senses, and the heart for the maintenance of the world. This refers to the time when Lord Krishna appeared as a supreme boar, Varaha, and rescued the earth which had been merged in water. The Asura Hiranyaksha had dislocated the earth from its orbit and thrown it beneath the waters of Garbhodak ocean. Then the Lord, in the shape of the original boar, rescued the earth. So she's reminding him that in that Lord Varaharup, you rescued me. You brought me back from the bottom of Garbhodak ocean, and you established me in the orbit. In fact, when Lord Varahadev was bringing her back, and Earth was setting on the tusks of Lord Varahadev, just by sitting there and by that interaction, she became pregnant with the Lord's baby, who later on became an Asura because of his association. That was Bhaumasura. So Mother Earth is also wife of the Lord. In fact, in South India, there's so many temples with Bhudevi is standing right next to the Lord as his wife. But here, Lord is ready to kill Earth because she's not producing grains for the maintenance of the people. And this is what is bewildering Mother Earth. I was your wife as Lord Varahadev, but now you're ready to kill me? Apam upasthe mai navyavastha praja bhavanadya ridikshu kila savir murti sambhudhara dharo yomam bayasya ugra sharo jighansasi. My dear Lord, in this way you protected me by rescuing me from the water, and consequently your name has been famous as Dharadhara, he who holds planet Earth. Yet at the present moment, in the form of a great hero, you're about to kill me with sharpened arrows? I am, however, just like a boat on the water, keeping everything afloat. The Lord is known as Dharadhara, meaning he who keeps the planet Earth on his tusks as a boar incarnation. Thus the planet Earth in the shape of a cow is accounting the contradictory acts of the Lord. Although he once saved the earth, he now wants to upset the earth, which is like a boat on the water. No one can understand the activities of the Lord. Due to poor fund of knowledge, human beings sometimes think the Lord's activities are contradictory. So again, with our tiny brains, we cannot understand Krishna's incarnations, pastimes. So hard to understand. That is why we have to approach a guru. We have to approach a bona fide spiritual master who has seen the truth, who has realized the truth, and then he can explain it to us. Nunam janarihitam ishvaranam asmad vidhastad guna sargamayaya nagyayate mohit chitta vartmabhyas tebhyo namo vira yashas karebhya. My dear Lord, I am also the creation of one of your energies, composed of the three modes of material nature. Consequently, I am bewildered by your activities. Even the activities of your devotees cannot be understood. And what to speak of your pastimes? Thus everything appears to us to be contradictory and wonderful. Of course, those who are atheists, they say these activities are contradictory and imaginary, or they say this is all illusion because it cannot happen. They just use all nonsense words for the Lord. But she is a devotee, and she says your activities appear to be contradictory, but they are wonderful activities. The activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his various forms and incarnations are always uncommon and wonderful. Janma karma chame divyam, Krishna says. It is not possible for a tiny human being to estimate the purpose and plans of such activities. Therefore, Srila Jiva Goswami has said that unless the Lord's activities are accepted as inconceivable, they cannot be explained. The Lord is eternally existing as Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Golok Vrindavan. He has also simultaneously expanded himself in innumerable forms, beginning with Lord Ram, Lord Narasimha, Lord Varaha, and all the incarnations coming directly from Sankarshan. Sankarshan is an expansion of Baladev, and Baladev is the first manifestation of Krishna. Therefore, all these incarnations are known as Kala. Kala means expansions. The word Ishvaranam refers to all the personalities of Godhead. As stated in Brahma Samhita, Ramadi Murtishu Kala Niyamena Tishtam. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is confirmed that all the incarnations are partial expansions or Kala of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. One should not take the plural number of the word Ishvaranam to mean that there are many Godheads. The fact is that God is one, but He exists eternally and expands Himself in innumerable forms and acts in various ways. Sometimes a common man is bewildered by this and considers such activities contradictory, but they are not contradictory. There is a great plan behind all the Lord's activities. So that faith we have to have. There's a great plan. Something is there. For our understanding, it is sometimes said that the Lord is situated in the heart of the thief as well as in the heart of the householder. But the supersoul in the heart of the thief dictates, go and steal things from that particular house. And at the same time, the Lord tells the householder, now be careful of thieves and burglars. But these instructions to different persons appear contradictory, yet we should know that the Supersoul, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has some plan, and we should not consider such activities contradictory. The best course is to surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead wholeheartedly, and being protected by Him, remain peaceful. So just because we cannot understand doesn't mean the Lord is wrong or His activities doesn't seem right. So here Prabhupada gives the example of, so Super Soul is sitting in everybody's heart, the same Paramatma, in your heart, my heart, everybody's heart. Now the Paramatma tells a thief, go, so break, steal things from this particular house. And the same Paramatma in the heart of that householder tells him, you protect the house because somebody might steal, come and steal things. So somebody may say, this is contradictory. Why is he telling the thief to go and steal? Because it's a thief's desire. Why is he telling the householder to protect? Because it's the right thing for a householder to do. So whether the thief will get successful that night or the householder will be successful in saving his items, well, that depends upon whose karma is going to take over. If the thief has better karma, so that night he might get lucky. But if the householder has better karma, so thief, no matter what he does, he cannot steal. So it is difficult to understand. It is difficult. But we have to understand it's a desire of the living entity. That is what the Lord is trying to fulfill. He is not telling the thief that stealing is good, but it's his desire to steal. Okay, you steal. So, but whatever Krishna does, it is wonderful and it's inconceivable. Like Prabhupada quoted Srila Jiva Goswami, only until we understand or we admit that the Lord's activities are inconceivable, we cannot understand them. So there ends the 17th chapter. We can start 18th chapter. We still have time. Prithu Maharaj milks the earth planet. Text 1. Maitreya Vacha Itham Prithum Abhishtuya Rusha Prasfuritadharam Punar Ahava Nirbhita Sanstabhya Atmanatmana. The great saint Maitreya continued to address Vidura. My dear Vidura, at that time, after the planet Earth finished her prayers, King Prithu was still not pacified, and his lips trembled in great anger. Although the planet Earth was frightened, she made up her mind and began to speak as follows in order to convince the king. Sanyacha Vibho Manyum Nibodha Shravitam Chame Sarvata Saram Adatte Yatha Madhukaro Buddha. My dear Lord, please pacify your anger completely and hear patiently whatever I submit before you. Please turn your kind attention to this. I may be very poor, but a learned man takes the essence of knowledge from all places, just as a bumblebee collects honey from each and every flower. So she's saying, although I may be very poor, of course, Mother Earth is not poor, but she's just pleading to him, please take knowledge, essence of knowledge, from wherever you can. Asmin loke atvam ushmin munibhis tattvadarshibhi drishta yoga prayuktascha punsam shreya prasiddhaye. To benefit all human society, not only in this life but in the next, the great seers and sages have prescribed various methods conducive to the prosperity of the people in general. Vedic civilization takes advantage of the perfect knowledge presented in the Vedas and presented by great sages and Brahmins for the benefit of human society. Vedic injunctions are known as Shruti, and the additional supplementary presentations of these principles as given by the great sages are known as Smriti. They follow the principles of Vedic instruction. Human society should take advantage of the instructions from both Shruti and Smriti. If one wants to advance in spiritual life, he must take these instructions and follow the principles. In Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami says that if one poses himself as advanced in spiritual life but does not refer to the Shrutis and Smritis, he is simply a disturbance in the society. One should follow the principles laid down in Shrutis and Smritis, not only in one's personal or spiritual life, but in material life as well. As far as human society is concerned, it should follow the Manu Smriti as well, for these laws are given by Manu, the father of mankind. In the Manu Smriti, it is said that a woman should not be given independence, but should be given protection by her father, husband, and elderly sons. In all circumstances, a woman should remain independent upon some guardian. Presently, women are given full independence like men, but actually we can see that such independent women are no happier than those women who are placed under guardians. If people follow the injunctions given by the great sages, Shrutis and Smritis, they can actually be happy in both this life and the next. Unfortunately, rascals are manufacturing so many ways and means to be happy. Everyone is inventing so many methods. Consequently, human society has lost the standard ways of life, both materially and spiritually. And as a result, people are bewildered, and there is no peace or happiness in the world. Although they're trying to solve the problems of human society in the United Nations, they're still baffled, because they do not follow the liberated instructions of the Vedas. They are unhappy. So Mother Earth is now beginning to speak to or give some logic, some reason that what should Maharaj Prithu do. And she said, so to benefit human society, great seers and sages have given different methods. Prabhupada Prabhupada talks about Shruti and Smriti because that is where the whole knowledge is given in the Vedas. So Prabhupada further says, two significant words used in this verse are Asmin and Amushmin. Asmin means in this life and Amushmin means in the next life. Unfortunately, in this age, even exalted professors and learned men believe that there is no next life and that everything is finished in this life. Since they are rascals and fools, what advice can they give? Still, they're passing as learned scholars and professors. In this verse, the word Amushmin is very explicit. It is the duty of everyone to mold his life in such a way that he will have a profitable next life. Just as a boy is educated in order to become happy later, one should be educated in this life in order to attain an eternal and prosperous life after death. It is therefore essential that people follow what is given in the Shrutis and Smritis to make sure that the human mission is successful. So it's very important that we follow the Vedic injunctions, the Shruti Smriti. This is what Prabhupada is quoting Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, where he says, Shruti Smriti Purana Adi Pancharatri Vidhi Vina Ekantaki Harer Bhaktir Utpate Kalpate. So if we don't follow Shruti, Smriti, Pancharatra Vidhi and just do bhakti, we think this is bhakti, that is bhakti, whatever we are doing is bhakti, is nothing but disturbance in the society. So these scriptures are there for our guidance, how to live. And this is what Mother Earth is saying, Asmin and Amushmin, how to live in this life and how we can be happy in the next life also. So it means if we follow Bhakti Yoga, devotional services, in this life we'll be happy. And definitely we're not going to have Adhogati, we'll have Sadgati for next life. So either we go back to the spiritual world or we start wherever we live. So everything will be perfect if we just follow the scriptures. And if we don't, like Prabhupada says, there are so many exalted professors and learned men in this day and age, they do not believe there is next life. And Prabhupada used to quote Professor Kotowski from Russia. And he used to say, Swamiji, when we die, everything is finished. Everything is not finished, actually. It goes on, carries on and on and on and on, till we go back to the spiritual world. So that is why the Vedic texts are very, very important, very, very relevant. They're not just some stories written by somebody who had nothing else to do. They come from the breathing of Krishna himself. So they're not even given by some human being. They came directly from Krishna's breathing. So we just have to have full faith and follow them properly. Anyway, we'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments. Okay, so you all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada, Hare
Jai
Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.